Can I do a clap as well?
Yeah, sure. Nice. You nailed it.
Thanks, man. I did it. Can I try again?
Yeah. Welcome to the welcome to the podcast. I am Codie Grimsey, and here is my guest today, Sammy Al-Badri.
Hello.
Sammy is a very good friend of mine and an incredible stand-up comedian. What else would you describe yourself as?
A nice boy.
Yeah, okay. I'm kind of like, yeah.
Okay, can't fuck you. Oh, no, he's right.
Yeah.
Tall.
Yeah,
Say
tall.
tall.
Yep.
Smell good.
Yeah, okay. Oh, fuck. I've just realised I've been sitting in this studio for a long time. Now I'm going to be super self-conscious of that. How do I smell?
I haven't sniffed you yet.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's a different segment.
Yeah, okay. We'll see what we pull out of the hat.
Yeah. No, thank you so much for coming today, all the way from Toowoomba. Appreciate it.
My city needed me.
How was the traffic?
It was actually pretty bad.
Yeah.
On the way in, yeah.
Are you enjoying Toowoomba at the moment? Do you think
I fucking hate that town, bro.
Really? So much?
Fuck that town.
Yeah. I lived in Toowoomba for 2 years and I loved it so much.
Did you?
I loved the Queen's Park and the flowers and the carnival.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe it's because, did you grow up in Brisbane?
No. Yeah, Brisbane, yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I grew up in Toowoomba, went to Brisbane, and then had Toowoomba in like rose-tinted glasses where I was like, no, I love Brisbane, but it has its charm. Toowoomba, I'd love to go back. And now that I'm back in Toowoomba, I had some family stuff come up. I'll just be like downtown and I'll just look at someone and I'll just go, ugh.
Yeah. Because you know them or?
No, I don't know them. Just a stranger. Just like
Toowoomba.
Going about their day.
Yeah.
And I'll just be like, ugh.
That's so funny. I do have this theory though that people that grow up in Toowoomba just want to leave.
Yeah.
And the people that move to Toowoomba later in life just love it so much.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, for sure. But I think a lot of people who grew up in Toowoomba blame their issues on Toowoomba.
Sure.
You know what I mean? The only reason really why I don't like Toowoomba is like there's no path there if you want to work in like the arts or entertainment or something.
Yeah, sure.
The amount of cunts I know who are like, man, fuck this town. It's like, bro, you want to be a cabinet maker.
Yeah.
What are you shut up.
Yeah. I'm just imagining too now, anyone that says to their career advisor, I want to work in the arts, they're like, ooh, the Empire Theatre. You want to be a stage tech at the Empire Theatre.
Yeah.
Like, no, that's not what I said. It's like, no, well, that's kind of the only avenue that you have.
Yeah, you want to do lights for whatever tribute band is in town that week.
I feel like they get some good things there. Well, who's, do you reckon, the most famous person that's been in Toowoomba? They get some impressive names out there.
I know Jimmy Barnes was there a few years ago.
That's really scraping the barrel. Isn't he Australian?
Yeah.
Why would you choose a famous Australian person?
What, the King of Australia isn't famous to you?
Actually,
right.
in saying that, I remember I went to Carnival of Flowers a few years ago and Daryl Braithwaite was singing and it was like the highlight of
That's sick.
everything. I feel like they've had some great American artists over there as well.
I know Jimmy Carr did 2 shows in a night.
Nice.
That was like a big thing.
Did you go?
I didn't go.
Yeah, okay.
I had something on. Sorry, do I really want to hear a setup? Punchline.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm fine.
He used to be my favourite, hey?
Yeah, it's funny who like used to be your favourite before you get really into comedy.
Yeah.
And then like learn.
So who would
taste.
you, because you started comedy, I was famously in our community, everyone knows about you starting comedy in grade 10 or 11 or something.
Grade 10, yeah.
So who was your favourite stand-up comedian back then?
I don't want to say.
Is it someone who's problematic? Louis C.K., wasn't it?
No, it was,
Okay.
it was Lewis Spears.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, he's good, but it's like, we're mates now.
Yeah, yes. So it sounds weird to say that. What about now? Who's your favourite comedian now?
Right now, I don't know. It always changes. Eagle Witt is probably my favourite at the moment.
I feel like I'm going to be berated by saying this, but who I've never heard of them before.
He's a New York guy. Like, he's not. If he was Australian, he'd be huge.
Sure.
But I think, I don't know how big he is in America.
Yeah.
But I'll like spend hours watching his clips.
Yeah, okay.
At the moment, yeah, really, really funny.
And you spoke briefly before. You're not at university right now?
No.
But you know a lot about everything. I feel like you've done a lot of producing on podcasts before.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. What's your background? Obviously, how long have you been out of school now?
2020, so like 4 years.
4 years, yeah, nice. I feel like I've known you for 6 years then, Jesus.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's kind of weird to me too that I knew you as a kid and now like you're a friend of mine. But it would have been weird if we were friends back then when we first met.
Yeah, I think that was the vibe for a lot of people where like, you know, these comics would see me at gigs and like I wanted to be mates with everyone. I always heard on podcasts of like, oh, the green room chats are crazy.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want that. And then I rock up and I'm like, hey guys, let's riff. And they're like, no.
Yeah, I love the idea too of people seeing you now and still treating you like a kid. Like
Some people do. Yeah, Nick Carr does that.
Really?
Yeah, one of the last times I saw him, he legitimately gave me a noogie.
That's funny.
I was like, I pay tax, cunt.
And you work professionally with him as well.
Yeah.
You guys, you team up.
We're business partners.
Nice.
And he'll like, I don't know, call me a cunt, give me a noogie. And I'm like, bro.
There's something sweet about that.
I line up at the election.
Yeah. Who do you vote? No.
Let's get into it.
Are we talking about this? No, probably not.
It's your podcast, brother.
So what else? I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I haven't got a name for the podcast yet.
Oh, okay.
So did you notice that I introduced...
I did think it was strange that you were like, welcome to the podcast.
Yeah. Maybe the podcast should be a good name, but...
Like, what if you call it like the Joe Rogan Experience? Or the Hamish and Andy podcast?
But spell it slightly different?
No, exactly the same.
Yeah, just to kind of get the
just
follow
so
on.
that you
piggyback
top
their
of the
success.
search engines. Yeah.
Nice. Well, that's the whole... I'm glad you kind of just thought of some ideas because I originally thought a good name for this podcast would be Three Things Podcast.
Okay.
Because of the fact that we have to pull three things out of the hat. But then it's taken. That one's taken.
What's Three Things podcast about? Have you listened to it?
No, I haven't. And it looks like it was last recorded in 2018. So
fuck those dogs, bro.
Yeah.
No, that's your podcast.
You know what, though? I thought it'd be fun, like, that every guest that comes on the first season of this thing, I thought it'd be fun to ask them if they could think of a name. And then at the end of the season, I'll just pick the best idea that they had.
Oh, that's good.
You know, something to think
You
about.
can put them all in a hat.
Yeah.
And then pick it out of a hat.
Nice. And then if I don't like it, I'll just pick it.
And then just choose something else.
What else? So what have you been up to this week? You still hosting trivia?
No.
No. What do you do? How do you spend your days?
Not much. Like, I'm just in Toowoomba, so I'm just like
Do you still live with your
saving.
parents at the moment?
I don't like that you say still. Like
No, that was very condescending. I apologise. Do you
Sorry,
live with...
about the housing market. No, I don't have my own house in the housing market that you fucked, all right?
I'm not that much old. I mean, what are you, 22? Yeah, I'm 34, so 12 years.
Sorry that I can't buy a house after you negatively gearing the market for the last 10.
All you have to do is get your mummy and daddy to help you. That's what I did. But
I'll get your mummy and daddy to help me then.
Yeah. So I found it really hard because I lived in Melbourne for a year or two when I was swimming. I really wish that I did comedy.
Did you swim to Melbourne?
That would be really cool. I really wish that I did comedy when I lived in Melbourne, but I didn't. I still went and watched things.
Okay.
But why did I bring up Melbourne? Because when I moved back home with mum and dad, I found that a little bit difficult. Because I remember going for a walk with mum one day and she'd be like, Codie, walk on the path, don't walk on the grass, you're going to twist your ankle. And I'm like, fuck mum, I know how to walk. Don't tell me how to walk. Yeah. So how's that? That'd be a weird adjustment moving back
A little bit, yeah. Sometimes like I'll go out and hang out with mates and as I'm leaving, mum will be like, oh, don't forget you have work in the morning. I'm like, bro.
Yeah.
Come on.
I remembered that, mum. I'm like, oh, shit. It'd be funny if you forgot.
I have almost forgotten sometimes.
Yeah.
But, so, you know, I can't throw stones in glass houses, but comes in handy.
What is the Toowoomba comedy scene like right now? I know
It's nothing.
Yeah, there's been things over the years though, hey?
Yeah, but just stuff that like have run.
Yeah.
Sorry, Nick and I. But, sorry.
A lot of our fans would pick up on
Please beep that first one.
Toowoomba's one of those funny ones too. 100,000 people population back when I lived there.
I think it's about 150 now.
Yeah, and yet you'd still run into the same people all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not a lot to do.
Yeah. So what's I don't know, should we get into the topics or?
I don't know, man. It's your podcast.
What else has happened to you this week?
Nothing real. Like I kind of just I'm living such a boring life. Just like working and then trying to save and then
What are you saving for?
a house ideally.
A house. Okay,
Yeah.
fuck. I feel like I thought you're like a traveller.
Well, I don't know. I'm kind of in two minds at the moment where it's like, well, do I take this money I have saved and go to the UK for like a year?
Yeah. Full comedy, do you think? Or
Yeah. Or do I like buy a house?
Mm.
And it's like, well, the house is probably the smarter option, but how fun would the UK be?
Yeah.
You know?
It'd be sick.
It'd be so sick.
Would you describe yourself as liking British comedy more than American comedy?
I don't know, probably somewhere in between.
Yeah.
I think my material, like everything I've written so far, works better for the UK than America.
Sure.
Like I would have to tweak it, whereas if I was going to America, I think I'd have to rewrite it. But like if I'm in the UK, I'm already adapting to a new style, so I may as well start working in a way that's like in between, more in between the two. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because I guess the idea would be go to the UK, and then this is probably awful to anyone who doesn't give a fuck about comedy. And then from there, because there's an actual industry there, that's where you kind of make the connections to America. And because like getting I'd love to just go straight to America.
Because I would have thought that you'd prefer America, but then I think British, it'd be so much easier to get a visa for England.
And like I have mates there and I have family there. So
in England?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But America is so hard to get a visa to work there.
Yeah.
It costs like 10, 15 grand just to apply for it.
Yeah.
Like a working visa as an entertainer.
Yeah.
I think it's called like an A1 extraordinary talent visa or something. And you basically have to prove that you're famous before you go there. And you need like news articles and like newspapers and like famous people over there to vouch for you. And yeah, it's just like and you have to get a lawyer, and it's such a huge process.
Yeah.
And then you can drop 20 grand on it and might not even get approved
accepted
for it.
Yeah.
So,
it does.
whereas like to go to the UK, as
they're paying you to be there.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just like 2 grand or something for this, like a working holiday visa or a working visa or something.
I think it's that time, Sammy.
Is it? Okay.
We pick out 3 topics one at a time. You can pick the first one since you're the guest.
Oh, thank you.
Now, we can improvise. We can think about joke ideas that we've had about that topic, or it could just be, I think more often than not, it's going to be, this reminds me of ...
Well, this one just says your kids.
Oh, okay. You know what? I Googled 50 talking topics last night, and I cut them up from Google, and I remember reading that one thinking,
well,
you don't have kids.
No, I don't.
So this is going to be difficult. So I guess we'll talk about my kids.
Yeah, what's Walter been up to?
Well, yeah, I got one on the way. Did I tell you? Yeah.
I think you told me.
Got one coming in August. What, do you want kids at any point?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Not right now.
Yeah, how many? Are you dating or not?
Nah. The crop in Toowoomba's not great.
How many kids would you like to have, do you think? Or it's dependent on the person that you meet?
It probably depends on who I meet. I like the idea of 2.
Yeah.
But like, I could see 3.
Yeah.
But
Toowoomba's a great place for kids, I think, to bring up kids. I feel like it's a nice little community. Lots of free events going on. Not a lot of...
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess when you live there, you don't really think about it. But
yeah.
Well, there's a lot of parks and like...
Yeah. Did you swim, by the way? There's some good swimming pools. I'm a swimming teacher, so I'm always interested in pools.
I swam a little bit in primary school.
At Millen Bay?
Sometimes.
Just digging down on these Toowoomba references.
Yeah, good. Yeah, and then
you didn't have a school pool, did you?
We had a school pool.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was all right.
It wasn't heated, probably.
No, public school again.
Yeah, sure.
So, Mum and Dad went, they tried their best.
It's my turn, Sammy.
Okay, great.
Unless you want to stay on kids.
I really don't.
I don't know why I was just looking and choosing which one. So I'll mix it around a bit. Health and fitness, kind of similar to what we were just talking about. Health and fitness. I used to organise like tennis matches and like park run with comedians in our little community. Did you ever come to any of those?
You invited me to a couple, but they were always like Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And at the time I was like managing a nightclub, so I wasn't finishing until like 4 or 5 in the morning.
Fair. Were you doing anything for your fitness?
Yeah, going to the gym.
Yeah.
But
you do seem like a healthy person to me.
Not at the moment, but usually I try to be, like eat decently. And
when you were in school, what did you do for sports?
I did karate.
Okay.
And
do you still remember it? Do you reckon you could? Who would win in a fight out of me and you?
Oh, me. Don't even.
You? Yeah, I reckon you would. I like to think about.
I think you've just got sheer size on me.
Sure. Okay.
I reckon I just wouldn't be strong enough to do any damage.
Okay.
You just take them, and then I'd be like, well,
it's not going to happen.
Tired.
We shouldn't be encouraging this
we could
toxic
fight
masculinity.
Right now. Do you want to fight right now?
No, I'm all right.
Okay.
That's a different podcast.
Yeah. I taught karate and I worked
You taught karate as well?
As well.
Oh, okay.
And then I worked at a trampoline park.
Were you black belt?
I did have a black belt.
It'd be funny if you taught karate, but you only ever got up to like green or purple belt. That would be funny to me.
Well, I started teaching and I was only green, which at where I trained was halfway.
Sure.
But I was only training like the little kids.
Yep.
But then I was a black belt and then trained.
What is it? White, yellow, green?
It's like there's no like strict rules on it. Like different places do different things. But
Yep.
where I was, there was white, yellow, orange, green, blue, brown, black.
What do you reckon you are now in comedy if there was a belt system?
Gold.
Yeah.
Triple
platinum.
black.
Yeah.
As good as
It'd
it gets,
be black
baby.
belt with like some of those little things on there.
Like stripes or
Yeah.
something. Yeah. Yeah.
Were you into Karate Kid or anything? Did you watch any of
I
that?
fucking loved Karate
Really?
Kid, bro. I remember this so I would do karate Saturday mornings. All right. I trained a few times a week, but this is when I was like young, 9, 10, something like that. Saturday mornings, we'd get the bus. Mum and I would get the bus out to where I would train, and then we'd get the bus to the shopping centre. And for a few weeks in a row, I was going to Sanity.
Nice.
Shout out Sanity.
Yeah.
And trying to get all the Karate Kid movies. So we know the original 3, all right? Do you know about the next Karate Kid?
I reckon I probably would. So you're not talking about Cobra Kai?
No.
Are you into Cobra Kai as well?
I was, but
Okay.
it's kind of shit. Give me 1 second.
Oh,
Let me
wasn't
get my-
like Will Smith's son in Karate Kid?
So he was, but there's the 3 with Mr. Miyagi.
Yep.
And then there's the remake with Jaden Smith.
Yep.
But there's one in between them
Okay.
called The Next Karate Kid. Let me...
Mr. Miyagi is way younger in that movie than I realised, by the way. Is he
really?
still alive, do you reckon?
No, he's so dead.
Dead. Okay. And what's your take while you're looking that up on... Oh, okay. Yeah, nice. Yeah.
So there we go. The Next Karate Kid. And this is it's Mr. Miyagi still, and he starts training this girl who I think she might actually... Hilary Swank.
Oh, yeah, she's famous.
Yeah.
Wasn't she in that boxing movie where the coach like moved the stool and she broke her neck?
I've no idea.
Cinderella story, something like that. Anyway,
I
Hilary
don't know.
Swank's awesome. She's a great actress.
Yeah, 1994.
Why did people not know about this? Was it a flop?
It must have been. Maybe it was like it's got a 7% on Rotten Tomatoes, a 4.6 out of 10 on IMDb.
I kind of want to watch it now just because it's got Hilary Swank in.
But I think it was like a straight to DVD type thing. Like I don't think it went to cinemas. $12 million budget.
Ah.
Anyway.
Why didn't we talk about your movie obsession at the moment? I love it. You're the movie guy.
I'm trying to become a movie guy.
Yeah.
I go to the cinemas every week.
That's cool.
Because I went at the start of the year. I was like, I got nothing on tonight. Let's go to the movies. I'm going to go solo movie trip. I've always liked going to the movies by myself. So I went and saw Nosferatu, and I was like, what the fuck is this movie about? I was just so lost.
I think I like your reviews, especially when you get angry about it. I
which
read
is
all
often.
of them.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, mate.
And I feel like I don't know what movies they are, but I love reading your reviews because you have a very funny take on a lot of them.
Oh, thank you. I think it's because I'm like going so in depth, but I don't know anything about movies. Like, I don't know.
I love that you want to be the movie guy.
I
but you're like, I don't know about movies.
really want to be a movie guy. And so this whole obsession started with like, I'm a big comedy guy. You know what I mean? I can watch the weirdest comedy and be like, man, that was fucking brilliant. That was amazing. A big music guy. I can listen to like the weirdest, most like alt conceptual music and be like, man, that's art. But as soon as a movie is like just a little bit weird, I'm like, I don't know what's happening anymore. For some reason, movies is the part where like the artistic side of my brain is just blind.
Yeah.
And so I'm watching Nosferatu and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? What is this movie about? But then I see like film bros and movie guys are like, man, what a great
Masterpiece.
movie.
Does that make you feel dumb as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is how I'm not a movie guy, is they call them films. I don't.
Yep.
I call them movies. But they'll be like, what a great film. Oh, so I wouldn't call a movie a film yet. I know once I start calling, like, man, that's such a great film, that's when I'm there.
Yep.
I'm not there yet.
What's your favourite kind of movie? Or have you got an exact movie that you just go back to all the time?
No.
You seem like you'd be a Quentin Tarantino sort of.
See, I think from what I understand in the movie world, that's an insult.
Oh, okay.
I think so.
Yeah.
In like,
from a dummy's perspective, I thought that was like fine art sort of.
See, I think that's like, it's like if you met someone and they said their favorite comedian was
Jimmy Carr.
No, not Jimmy Carr.
Okay.
Like, it's got to be someone who's still good.
Matt Rife.
No, maybe like, I don't know. I can't think. Carl Barron or something. It's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like,
the everyman's
yeah,
comedian.
of course that's your favorite.
Sure, yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you're talking to someone, you're like, who's your favorite comedian? They're like, Amos Gill. You're like, fuck, all right, you know your stuff.
Yeah, yep.
So that's what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah.
I want to be the Amos Gill fan of movies.
Yeah, nice. Do you think you'd like to star or like be involved in the directing or anything like that?
I just want to watch them, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like that's cool. I feel like it's a niche kind of thing, especially in the comedy world, where you can make the reviews funny as well.
Yeah.
I feel like that's...
Oh, yeah. Could be. I don't know. People keep being like, you should film reviews and you should put them on Letterboxd. But I think once I do that, it won't be fun anymore.
Yeah, I could see, because I read them, they're very long sometimes. I could see it being, I don't know if it's necessarily a podcast, but like you doing a talking to camera sort of thing about it.
Yeah, that's what somebody said I should do. But I don't know. As it is, it's like fun, just like...
Yeah. Just
writing down notes in my phone when I'm watching it.
Yep.
And then at the end, structuring it as a few paragraphs with jokes.
Yep.
And often it is just like, I didn't get it. Why was this? Or sometimes I'll just go purely based off the poster. Like I won't watch the trailer.
Yeah.
Nothing. I won't know anything about what the movie's about. So that's what happened this week is I went and saw this movie called The Lost Lands because Batista was in it. And I was like, well, he's quite good.
Is that the Batista from WWE?
Yes.
Okay. Yep.
And I didn't even really look at the poster.
Sure.
I just saw what was on that day and saw that I hadn't seen that and that Batista was in it. So I was
Yep.
like, I'll go watch that. And then I'm watching it and I'm like, this is nerd shit. This is like a nerd movie. I didn't know that.
And they tricked you in because you're WWE.
Because I just like Batista. And then, it's just like incels would love it. Not
Yeah.
that it's like an incel movie, but
And
you know,
just,
that
I
kind
love
of
that
dude.
you're sitting there for an hour and a half and be like, why is he not doing the Batista bomb?
Yeah, he's wearing way too many clothes. What is going on?
So back to health and fitness. So gym, mainly gym.
Yeah.
So karate when you were a kid. Any other sports when you were a kid?
Bit of swimming.
Yeah.
And then, when I was, 15 or something, I started working at a trampoline park.
Nice.
And so that, jumping is like pretty good for fitness.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah. Do you think when you retire, do you see yourself getting into like table tennis or like, what's that new one at the moment?
Tennis?
Pickleball. Do you see
padel?
yourself doing that?
I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
I hope not.
It's very popular in the comedy world down in Melbourne.
Yeah, there
A lot
are
of the
few.
comedians are into it.
I remember when I was in school, this is kind of going back to like sport and stuff when I was younger, I was always so dog shit at like rugby and like footy and stuff like that. But like I was athletic. I just sucked at those sports. And going to school in regional Queensland, that's all you do for PE.
Yeah.
Is like, all right, this term, it's rugby again.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, well, I fucking suck at this.
Did they at least mix it up like rugby sevens? This one is touch rugby.
Yeah,
This one is
okay. Yeah, they would. And then it got to like year
That's
10 or
funny.
something where there's one unit is just on like regular fitness
Yep.
where you're just like going to the gym and you do like a beep test. And so I do that and do like as well as all the like actual sporty kids.
Yep.
And they're like, when did Sammy get like athletic? It's like, I've always been athletic. I just fucking suck at football. I'm just bad at that
I
game.
just don't talk about it as much as everyone else.
I'm just really bad at
What
that.
level? Do you remember what level you got to in the beep test?
Actually, beep test, I was always pretty dodgy
Yeah,
at
okay.
because I was like not good at running. But
Or passing the ball or tackling, apparently.
yeah, exactly.
Apparently, dodgeball. Is it dodgeball? I think the new dodgeball movie is going to be about pickleball. That doesn't sound right, does it?
Not at all.
No.
Because why would it be called dodgeball?
There's an Adam Sandler movie coming out that's about pickleball.
Oh, I hate that
And
so
I'm pretty
much.
I love Adam Sandler movies. If I'm in a real kind of sad mood, there's nothing that picks me up better than Adam Sandler.
Almost dropped your phone there.
So you're not an Adam Sandler guy?
I don't think so. I like to think I'm already above Adam Sandler in my movie guy journey.
All right. Final topic. You can pick it out.
I like that you're like, you can pick it out. It's random. Don't act like you're doing me a favour. And it says,
Hope it's a good one.
interesting facts about your profession.
What are you doing at the moment again? Trivia hosting?
No, I'm not. We already went over that.
What about bar managing? Back when you were managing a nightclub, what's
Yeah.
some interesting facts about that?
I don't know. I don't know that there are. But also, like, I don't know. What would you like to know? Is there anything in
Okay, yeah.
particular?
Back when you managed the club,
Yeah.
I mean, you've already told me quite a bit about certain celebrities that have frequent your nightclub, which is probably not appropriate to talk about on the podcast. But
I don't care. Fuck Lil Pump.
what about, so what were the ins and outs? So I feel like I wouldn't like working at a nightclub because it seems a bit dirty and
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I guess it depends on the club.
were
I like,
a lot of the staff members on drugs.
yeah, some, yeah.
I don't know if I'd like that.
And I'd have to be like, I can tell you just did a bag. And they're like, what? How? I'm like, look at the size of your eyes, cunt.
Yeah.
I wouldn't let you in
Yeah.
if you weren't working.
That's
right
an
now.
interesting one. And what do you do? Like, because there'd be a HR person, but they'd work during the day, right?
Yeah, I guess it just depends on how busy it is. It's like, well, I guess
You're fired, but in like 3 hours
Yeah,
once it
just
starts
stay.
to quiet down.
You know, if it's not that busy, it's like just go home, bro.
Yeah.
like
What else? Have you kicked people out? Have you been in charge? I know you got punched in the face when you were hosting trivia.
it was karaoke at a nightclub. Yeah, I got punched in the face.
So what about like, have you had to kick people out of a nightclub before? Or
Oh,
you
yeah.
just get your security mates?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it depends on how big they are.
Yeah.
if I reckon I can big dog them, then I'll be like,
And you did
get
karate.
the fuck out.
Yeah.
I try to just be like the silly good vibe guy.
Yeah,
but,
sure.
if you're being a dickhead, you're like ruining it for other people.
You're done.
Yeah, but usually it's like, so in Toowoomba, if there's, let's say a brawl kicks off,
Yeah.
you know, security run in, you'll look and be like, oh, there's not enough security. So then like, we'll have to run, like I'll run in.
Yeah.
And just like pull people off. Like I'm not fighting.
Yeah.
But then I started working at a club in Brisbane and like in the first month or something, there was like a brawl on the dance floor and there just weren't enough security there. So I run and I'm like grabbing a guy off someone. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
And I got revved for it because like you're not allowed. That's what security are there for. And I was like, but there was a fight. They were like, you just leave it. That's not your job.
Yeah,
You can-
interesting.
You can get in like a lot of trouble.
Yeah, okay.
Because that's why like,
It's a liability thing.
yeah, that's why venues don't have their own security. They go through another
Oh,
company.
contractor.
Because it's like, you sue them, not the
Yeah.
venue.
Oh, how interesting. I didn't know about any of that.
But like if somebody says I heard them, then they sue the venue.
Yeah. Are there good security cameras?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You have to like to be a licensed venue. This is good.
Oh, I'm interested in this.
To be a licensed venue, you need to have like a lot of security cameras. Give me 1 second. Oh, damn it! I was gonna pull out. I have a plastic card of my RSA in my wallet, and I was gonna pull that out, but I left my wallet in the car.
Okay. Why did you want to show people your RSA?
I just thought it would be funny. I love flash because you don't need to have it on you.
Yeah.
But I love flashing it because like I'll go out to bars with my mates and like I don't drink.
Yeah.
But like I'll just be a dickhead or something. I'll pull out my RSA and be
Show
like,
the
"Do
security
you know
guard."
who I am?
Yeah.
Do you know who I am?"
Oh, you can serve alcohol. You can come in then. Yeah. What about interesting facts about your profession in a stand-up comedy world? What are some interesting facts about stand-up comedy?
I don't know.
Most of the guests won't know about stand-up comedy, so you can share.
Most of the guests.
You've been doing stand-up comedy longer than I have. I've been doing it for 6 years. You must be into your 7th or 8th year.
About 7,
Yeah.
yeah. 2018, yeah, 7.
So what's some interesting facts about? Okay, I guess one that I can think of is a lot of people were not quite as funny off stage as on stage.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's like the biggest. The people who have been in it for ages.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll see someone like, I don't know.
Not only are they not funny,
TV.
but they're tough to be around sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
But like hanging out with people that I like used to see on TV when I was younger, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to hang out backstage
Yeah.
with them.
Yep.
And then being like, hey man, they're like, yeah, hey bro.
Yeah, you
yeah,
can sense it
what's
sometimes.
this gig like? I'm like, oh, what? Why do you
Yeah.
care what it's like?
feel
Don't you just crush all the time? Aren't you the
Yeah,
best?
that's interesting. I feel like sometimes I get like social anxiety in green rooms. Like I don't get anxious about hopping up on stage as much as
Oh
I do
yeah, you've
about
told me about this.
green room.
Like,
I think that's one of those things where I don't know if I am anxious to talk to people necessarily about myself, but what if they're a shit person? Like I like you as a stand-up comedian. I don't want to learn much more
never
about
meet
you.
your heroes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
I feel like you're very sociable and charismatic in the green room.
depends on the green room, I guess.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
I mean, up here, I know everyone. Like,
Yep.
we're in Brisbane, it's all my mates, so
Yep.
sure. But like, if I'm like doing gigs in Melbourne or Sydney or something and I don't know anyone,
Yeah, sure.
I find it a bit
I feel like
harder.
you are someone, though, we're almost out of time, but I feel like you're someone that can get to know someone quite easy in the green room, whereas I make things awkward and uncomfortable, and you're just very, you can put you in any social situation. I feel like you would go well.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate, and I like your shirt.
Okay. Thanks, Sammy. All right, we're at that time of the podcast now. Have you got any ideas for, I'm going to ask you two things. One, you got to name the podcast for me because I'm too lazy.
Okay.
And two, what should we name this episode? You can make them about the topics that we had today. I feel like you picked some shit topics, but you made them interesting.
I don't know about that, but let's have a look. What have we got? Okay, well, name of the podcast I already said. I think the Joe Rogan Experience. Start at the top.
What was the other? Hamish and Andy podcast.
Hamish and Andy
Yeah.
podcast. Call Her Daddy. Flagrant with Andrew Schultz. Just like all the big ones. Yeah.
And then the name
This
of this
past
episode.
week with Theo Von. Name of the episode.
Theo Von's pretty funny. Did you see him when he was in Brisbane recently?
I didn't. No. Did you?
No.
Well, I'm glad we did that.
Name of the episode.
I think
Toowoomba, I guess.
no. Well, what's big at the moment?
Oh, okay. You're trying to milk the algorithm.
I'm trying to go algorithms
Yeah.
for you. So let's say, don't put my name in it. 'Cause
Sure.
Nobody knows who the fuck I am. That's
Who
not
was
going to do
Spears or,
anything. Let's say, someone. I'm trying to find what the most clickbait, like the least, because you want a short title. So, swastika on my Tesla? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Featuring
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
with Elon Musk.
Donald Trump.
Yes. And
Jesus Christ. Have
Kanye,
you got,
I guess.
For some reason, if I don't use the word swastika, is there a backup episode name?
No.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. Thanks so much for coming on today, Sammy.
Yeah, I think swastika's the best way to go. And I'm not even just talking about the podcast anymore.
Just
in
generally.
life.
Thank you very much.
No, thank you for having me.
People can find you on Instagram.
Yep, just any app with a search bar, just put
Sammy.
@Sammy5names.
Thanks so much. Thank you for watching, everyone. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
See you next time.